back in February of this year, there was an article written on CNN.com by Karim Reed, who is the mayor of Atlanta. This article was a political hit job on Bernie Sanders while being a glowing praise of Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders was labeled as a one-issue candidate, something that we've heard many times before, specifically from Hillary Clinton and her supporters and her surrogates. They pushed this narrative really hard. The article portrayed Bernie Sanders as someone who was out of touch with issues that Black people go through, that poor people go through. But as it turns out, this article may have not been written by Karim Reed at all. So emails from Karim Reed's office showed that it was primarily written by a corporate lobbyist named Theron Johnson, and it was edited by Correct the Record, who we all know is a super PAC that's backing Hillary Clinton. So this whole process was very convoluted, but explain to us how this happened.
All right, Theron Johnson is the middleman in all this and establishes the connection in both directions. The first is with Daniel Wessel, who is the press secretary for Correct the Record, the Hillary Clinton Super PAC. The second is indirectly through Karim Reed's office, which he was a former advisor and managed Reed's first campaign. Now, his direct connection to Karim Reed is Ann Torres, who is Reed's director of communication. Right. Now, through Theron Johnson and Daniel Wessel's connection, that's what pretty much connects Wessel and Torres. Now, Daniel Wessel contacts Ann Torres to offer his assistance in regard to the content of the article. Now, Ann Torres, after Theron Johnson finishes writing the article, sends the rough draft through Daniel Wessel to Correct the Record. Correct the Record edits the article and sends it back through Daniel Wessel to Ann Torres. Ann Torres then sends the article to CNN, and CNN publishes the article having Karim Reed as the author of the article. Now, later on, CNN recognized some sort of error with the article, and guess who they sent the article back to?
Correct the Record.
Correct the Record. They sent it back to them to edit some sort of error they found. So, they issued a post-published, edition, but it was pretty much the same. Karim Reed was still the author of this article. And one of the questions I have is, what was the error? What was the error that they corrected?
Well, the emails say that it was a sentence about Obamacare, and what they had to do was they had to change it or remove it because it would have defended Bernie Sanders.
So there was like
it didn't fit with the narrative.
It was a speck of sunlight being shined on Bernie Sanders, so it was a no-go.
Right. It had to be a 100% bashing of Bernie Sanders.
So, get this. CNN recognized that.
Right.
So, CNN recognized, hold on a second. This says something good about Bernie Sanders. Let me send this back to Correct the Record. Yeah. So they can correct the record again.
Right.
So it was like a Correct the Record double cheeseburger.
It's pretty convoluted, but I mean, it's just like you said, it goes from Theron to Correct the Record, to Torres. Torres sends it to CNN. They publish it. CNN's like, hold up. You got one part here that is a little bit pro Bernie Sanders. You might want to take that out.
CNN. That's what we need to establish. That was CNN who saw that. Yeah. Time Warner, who donates to Hillary Clinton.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, everybody's in on this. The corporate media's in on this. Correct the Record. The Super PAC is in on this. Theron Johnson, who's a corporate lobbyist, is in on this.
Now, what about Reed? Is he just some sort of cog in the wheel?
I don't know. We don't know whose idea it was. Was it Reed's idea to say, "Hey, Theron, buddy of mine, can you write this article, this pro-Hillary article that's bashing Bernie? Can you do that for me?" or was it Correct the Record's idea? You know, we don't know.
Well, I mean, okay, it's Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black people.
Right.
And an original article written by, not Karim Reed.
Wasn't. Yeah.
He was kind of bashing Bernie as not being adequate to address issues that affect black people.
Right.
So to me, you know, they were just using Reed as a proxy to me to push like that prefabricated narrative established by the Clinton campaign. And Reed just happened to be the black person in the right place at the right time, or the wrong place at the right time, or the wrong place at the wrong time, however you want to see it, for Hillary Clinton campaign to use. Because it could have been Andre Jenkins.
Right. It could have been anybody.
It could have been Hassan Green.
But he has political position.
He has a political position.
And he's a Hillary Clinton supporter.
And he's a mayor. He's a mayor of a city with a lot of black people.
Right, yeah.
So perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
We can use him to make Bernie seem like he doesn't care about black people. Exactly. He doesn't have black people's needs, he doesn't take those needs seriously. Right. What about other mayors, other governors, other political figures, other surrogates, supporters, whatever, that have written articles? Are they the ones who wrote those articles?
How many Correct the Record articles?
How many Correct the Record articles are there out there?
We don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of ironic because, I mean, it's an article written by a corporate lobbyist pegging Bernie Sanders as someone who is out of touch with the poor. A corporate lobbyist. I mean, really?
We know that Correct the Record is spending money. Just from weeks ago.
Like $1 million.
$1 million just on internet trolls.
Internet task force.
Yes, to correct Bernie supporters.
To put out positive messages
on social media.
Yeah, about Hillary Clinton.
So maybe they're using not maybe. What am I saying maybe? They're using their money in other places too.
Yes, they are.
How much did Karim Reed get broken off? Right?
Yeah.